Bella. Hi, this is Alessia, and I'm here with Vikesh for Kritikarti, and we're reviewing the first three episodes of The Handmaid's Tale Season 6. Thanks for making the time, Vikesh.
Hi, Alessia.
Hi.
It's very exciting to be here. First review for Kritikarti.
100%. I'm also excited that we're finally monetizing this. We used to do this for so many years for free. So now we're actually reviewing something for a greater purpose. Anyway, so let's get right into it. Mela, I'm going to kind of like recap a little bit of what happened at the end of season 5 because that was like a minute ago to remind our viewers where we're at. So in the
Two
final
and a
moment.
half years ago, actually, which is ages
Two
old.
and a half years ago. That
Yeah.
is a minute. In the final moments of season 5, June and Serena, Serena Joy, found themselves together on a train fleeing Toronto. Serena had just given birth. June was healing from a brutal attack. She got run over by a car, was it? Yes.
A truck, a truck.
A truck. Damn. Remember, it was
Yeah.
a vehicle to be fair, but somehow enemies become allies, or so it seemed. Meanwhile, Luke was arrested for killing a Gilead sympathizer, and Nick faced the fallout of punching Commander Lawrence. Oh, and Rose, she left Nick. Now, let's start. So, let's just get straight into episode 1. Which was actually directed by Elizabeth Moss, the lead actress who plays, obviously, June. What were your thoughts about the train? Let's just get right in.
Yes, so as you said, it kicks off like the end of season 5 was when June goes on the train with baby Nichole and she sees Serena there and they just say hello to each other, but that hello is so
So
loaded. Um
intense.
exactly. And I think the first episode immediately throws us into the deep end with
Yeah.
these two very complex characters. As I said, everything
Mhm.
they say to each other is very, very layered. The way it was directed was very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Um, and going straight into it, obviously this is a review full of spoilers. So if you haven't watched the episode, spoiler alert. Um, and basically the scene, obviously the main scene within the episode is June protecting Serena as soon as they find out that Serena is who she is. And everyone is going after her. It almost feels like a zombie apocalypse scene, and all of these
Yeah.
people kind of charging for her.
Yeah.
And June obviously pushes her off the train. And I just want to commend Elizabeth Moss as director as well. She's directed a few episodes in the previous seasons, and she's directed 4 episodes in this season, the first two and the last two, which
Yeah.
are coming out later
And
in the year.
apparently, the first episode was also the shortest that they like
Okay.
from the whole. I've heard. So, as in, it's
Yeah, so
11
I want to
episodes or
commend her
so.
because the tension that she manages to achieve in
Yeah.
this first episode is outstanding.
Mhm.
She makes obviously really brilliant choices. She knows the show. She's also an executive producer on the show, so she has a lot
Mhm.
of say over the decisions made.
Yeah.
So I think it was really fantastically directed, and I really look forward to seeing the kind of work that she makes beyond The Handmaid's Tale in the future as well. Maybe she directs some
Yeah.
films, etc. Because there's clearly a really great vision there. And I think the Handmaid's Tale in general is always the strongest when you have Serena and June together in a scene
It's
because the
just
tension
like,
there is just
it's
is
crazy.
incredible. And what
It
they've
was
done
just,
is they've built so many layers over the years
yeah.
um that it
There's so
just
much
creates a lot
baggage.
of subtext. Yes.
There's so much baggage there, ironically, for people on a train who don't have baggage because they literally don't have much luggage because they've left everything behind. But um, uh, no, it's just so intense. And I can't decide whether like I really want to love Serena. I want to be her friend. I just don't trust her, and neither does June, as we see. Even though there are moments where you think, okay, they're gonna be friends, because again, in season 5, when it ended, it's like, okay, they're riding off into the sunset together. are we like, and season five, I would say, was the weakest season out of the series. It was disappointing. It was also like a bit, it like flatlined for me. And I do think that Elizabeth Moss really did the most with making sure episode one really brought back all that like action and tension. And again, you pointed out something, and the claustrophobia, which I feel, again, I think the situation in America right now is very claustrophobic. The situation in the world almost feels claustrophobic. And I think it's, again, with The Handmaid's Tale, there's always this element of there's always this like social political context. There's more to it than what meets the eye. Again, Margaret Atwood, I mean, there's a lot there. So I just feel like the train really meant so much. Like it just like at that moment, the like intensity served its purpose within the context of the story and beyond.
Yes,
Again,
exactly. Because even though the train is obviously a mode of transportation towards whatever comes next, you
yeah,
can't let go of the past. The past will always come back. And I think that's exactly what went
yeah.
down on that train.
Can I also like note, because this is the only thing that made me angry in the scene. There was a moment where when there's like, okay, again, spoilers, but whatever. I think at this point we're just in it, we're just in too deep. When she pushes her off the train, it was so annoying because there's a shot right before where the train starts moving, and then she pushes her off the moving train. And my head is I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, that scene could have just been shot right after, because like realistically, is she going to push her off a moving train? Like it was still like they could have like just waited a second. I don't know, it just made me angry, but I'm just pointing it out there. But I just felt like it might have been just an error in judgment, perhaps. Or did the moving train mean something else? Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, I think obviously the drama of the moving train is whether she's gonna make it or not, kind of like, because it's more dangerous, I guess.
She
Um,
survives. She keeps coming
but
back.
yes, and can we talk about the ending then? The ending, I thought was one of the most beautiful moments, one of the
Yeah.
most hopeful moments in the history of the show, in which obviously a character that we thought died in the colonies is
Hmm.
very much alive. And her mother,
Hmm.
her
Yeah.
reuniting with her mother is such a fantastic, beautiful moment that I think we really needed, and June really needed,
Aha.
someone to take
I,
care of her.
yeah. I think there is that absence of like a mother figure in June's life. Like again, the maternal element is such a strong, it's such a maternity is such a strong theme,
Yes,
throughout The Handmaid's Tale for, So it
yes,
was it was like a full circle moment, which just again felt very wholesome. I do not
yes.
feel, well, at least for me, even though I could acknowledge that it was just like a beautiful moment, because it was. I don't think it maybe achieved what it set out to, in the sense of being, because again, we never really meet her mother, and her mother is not a main character throughout the
No,
series,
I
and
think we see
we
her in
do
season
know.
one in some
Ah,
flashbacks. Um,
ah,
but her mother is very much an activist
yeah.
in the story. And as an activist, she almost, as June
Hmm.
tells her in a very angry kind of way,
Yeah.
she felt abandoned by her,
Hmm.
in general.
Yeah.
Um, and I
But
think that's
also
really
love
interesting
how she's
because
kind of
there,
come
when
so
you kind of
yeah.
fight for the common good, but in doing so, you might forget the people around you and your family. And I
And
think
do
that's
we
it.
not feel like at times June it does this too?
Yes, exactly. This is what I was
Like
gonna
she's just
say.
repeating the pattern. Okay, look at us on the
Yes,
same wavelength.
exactly. I mean, in season at the end of season three, when she saved all those children, and Hannah wasn't on the plane, and Luke was like, why is Hannah not on this plane, and why,
Oh yeah.
like, you've saved so much, you've done so much for Gilead, for, sorry, for the people who are oppressed in Gilead, but what
Uh,
about, our
what
family,
about
what about
yeah.
our, and every time June goes back to Gilead, she's putting her own family at risk in terms of not being able to see them ever again. And now we're seeing Luke and Moira in the following episodes
Which
also
is
doing the same
exciting.
thing, which is
Yeah.
also exciting. Yes, again, very active season, full of action, full of bold decisions by the
Uh,
characters. Speaking of
ha-
the characters, Moira's coming back to life. She was, she was a bit of a dead character the last two
Thank
seasons.
God she's more than just a nanny now. Like I am excited to see her like, reprise her like Pusey role and like from Orange is the New Black. Like let's get the action in there. Like I just want to see her fight. And I love how she just casually dropped it in and she's like, oh yeah, I killed a guy in like see what was it, episode 2? I'm just like, yeah, you did kill a guy. Thank you for reminding me because I just thought you took a nap for like a full blown like what is it,
Yes,
season
yes.
whole
No, it
season. It was
feels like this
I'm
big
happy.
moment. Like it feels like every episode we're gonna get big
Yeah.
events happening. There's no wasting
It's
of time this time.
exciting. I mean,